Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok, and feel free to text or leave me a voicemail at 702-551-4445. On with the show. If you're watching this, you probably like young, fit Asian men with good hair making videos of themselves eating their food. And Jonathan Zoe, a.k.a. JT Takes a Bite, does exactly that on the daily, featuring literally every cuisine and restaurant around Vegas imaginable. His quick, catchy hooks grab people instantly, and the opening line definitely reels the audience in to stop scrolling. Originally hailing from the Bay Area, JT is a staple in the Vegas food scene and recently hit 6 digits on IG, putting him in rarefied foodie air with 6 figures on TikTok as well. I don't know if there's a good name for 6 figures and 6 figures, maybe the triple double. I don't know. But with over 138K on TikTok, 102K on IG, welcome JT Takes a Bite to the show.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks you so much.
Here.
Thank you. That was a great intro.
I also want to add that he's the most well-dressed non-Halloween guest on the show.
Custom suits.
Gaetano. Look at that.
Fresh.
Shout out to Tommy. Great job.
Yep.
And then, so we also have, we're gonna drink some Finnish long drink here.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about?
These are citrus sodas. They're like 5.5%. And the long drink is the original one that is grapefruit. And then this is cranberry. And this is really good. I just brought them because I want to drink a little bit. And This is my current favorite drink right now. So
Nice. Yeah. I've had the grapefruit one several times over the years. Last time was maybe Seltzerland.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was fun. That was a fun day.
That was a fun day. I wonder if they could do that again. Oof. I do love the grapefruit.
Did you try the cranberry?
I'm going to try this one next.
Pop both then.
Oh, that's nice too.
Right? Smooth.
Yeah. I think younger people might actually add more alcohol to this.
Add more alcohol?
Yeah, I've seen sometimes, well, in the influencer world, you do hang out with people younger than you, quite often younger than me. And they add like vodka to White Claw.
Like a shooter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something else just to get it going.
Yeah.
But these are good.
These are good.
Thanks for bringing them.
Yeah.
How's everything been?
Good. Juggling a lot of stuff, but always fun. Last month was kind of slow, but this month is kind of picking up a little bit more. So it's kind of what we expect.
Yeah, January usually is, especially the first couple of weeks. I mean, I think a lot of the businesses kind of are just getting over the holidays.
Yeah.
And then now they're all reaching out again.
Right.
And I think especially with Keith Lee, for those who don't know, it seems like there's been way more food trucks reaching out.
So many.
Also giving a sob story.
Right.
And then one of you do it for free.
Right. And drive all the way to north of Las Vegas too.
Right.
But
what do you say to those? Do you even reply?
It's tough. Like, you obviously want to help them as much as you can, but with the schedule you have now, maybe like 5 years ago, I was able to go. I would go, but now it's just, I can't. Like, I just don't have enough time.
If they expect you to come for free,
Right.
I've heard there was a recent incident with an influencer. I'm not going to name them, but they were invited to come. They still got stuck with a bill for over $100. And they paid it anyway.
Oh, wow.
And posted.
That's great. That's awesome.
Well, she didn't expect to be charged.
Yeah, right. And obviously, with like such a small business, you wouldn't charge them for it if you were to come out. But at that point, you just have to say, either ignore them or wish them well. It's tough. It's really tough to have to handle so many things and everybody coming at you at the same time.
Yeah. A lot of times I actually look at the menu and I just tell them, this is not something I'd want to eat. I'm not really interested.
Right.
Good luck.
Right.
Or they say, well, Keith will do this. I'm like, well, go contact Keith.
Exactly. Exactly.
You. Okay.
I wish I was picker, but I would go anywhere, honestly.
So you came from the Bay Area. What year did you move to Vegas?
I moved to Vegas 2018. So I started the food thing back in 2017 in the Bay Area. I had a friend, because I would always go out to eat. So my friend that I was working with at the time told me, hey, like you should start a food blog because he did it. So he kind of took me under his wing. I kind of learned like his tips and tricks of like how to take good photos. It was all photos back then.
Yep.
Like get the angles, get the light, stuff like that. And eventually, I think maybe within the first like month and a half, I got my first invite by Dandy Eats. I totally remember this day. I came in, it was like a brunch event, and they just served like food, dish after dish after dish. And I was like, what is going on? Like, this is insane. Like, people do this, and like people do it well. So after that, it was just kind of, it was in the wraps. Like, I was so like dedicated to, kind of building my own brand and like learning as much as I could about photos. Right.
And the San Fran scene, at least from what I've heard, is quite different.
Yeah, it's definitely changed. I don't know what it's like now. I hear stories here and there, but back then it was a good community. It was a small, tight-knit group of people, and everybody kind of supported each other. It was very friendly, and like nobody ran accounts back then, right? It was just people had like friends of friends that they would like talk to, and they had like restaurant owners, and their restaurant owners would reach out to their restaurant owners, just have us all come by. It was pretty crazy back then too, to go from like, not knowing what I was doing to going to like 3, 4. We would go to like 3, 4, 5 events back to back in a day, and I would be just so tired. Yeah, so tired. Like I thought that it was a lot, but you also got a lot of good content, but you're also looking for like that shot back then, right? That like people would have like styles like the boho style, or like I went for like the food porn style, like the really like in your face, like make your mouth drool and like make you want to go that day. Versus other people would do, the boho style where it's like more like aesthetic. It's more like for their page to like make it look clean and stuff, which I really enjoyed too. But everybody kind of had their style. So we would take like hours at shoots and like, make sure everybody got their shot before we left. So,
crazy. Imagine we only still had to post pictures now. I think the shoots would be 5 minutes long.
Yeah, right. I mean, that would be nice. But I think if I were to go back, I would be posting a lot more photos. I think I still posted like 1 photo a day back then. If I posted like 3 or 4 or 5 from like each shoot, it would have been even crazier.
Yeah. Emily, Eat Me Las Vegas was saying, then when they used to sit at a dinner, they would actually post all 5 courses live, edit it right there, just post, here's the salad, here's the bread, here's the whatever.
Boom, boom.
Then, just kind of see what happens.
That was Instagram back in the day.
No stories, no nothing. San Fran was also the epicenter of Yelp. Did Yelp play a big role in you being a foodie at all?
I never really got into Yelp. I use it as a resource for sure, but I hated writing. Like I didn't like writing essays or stories, and then my mind just didn't function that way. So I was more about the picture and the caption. So yeah, but I still use it. We use it all the time to kind of look for the best new restaurants or whatever in town. So it's definitely a very good resource to have.
Totally. People still ask me if Yelp matters, and I say absolutely, because you always cross-reference Google reviews or Yelp just after the influencer post.
Right. How do you feel about Google Maps? Like the reviews, Google reviews, I guess.
I just need an aggregate score. I've never really read any of the reviews. I know there are some people killing it on Google reviews and who are like Google review megastars, like Amazon product reviewers.
Right.
I would love to actually maybe have one as a guest on the show if they ever came here. But I think it's important. I think eventually it will be more important than Yelp.
I think so.
Yeah.
They added videos recently. You can like post your videos and stuff, which I think is pretty cool because I don't post photos anymore like as much as I want to. It's just so much content to scatter through after you get home, It's just tough. So I just do videos now. Yeah,
it's probably better. It's probably better that way. But I think, Yelp caps everyone at 5,000 friends. Google doesn't do that. There's a lot more flexibility. You don't have to write a review. You can just give a star review, which is, I think, the most important thing. But yeah, I think both of them are still very important.
Absolutely.
Sure. So 2018, what made you finally move to Vegas?
So I got into graduate school out here. So I moved out here for occupational therapy. And I moved to Henderson because that's where the school is down in Toral. And went to school out there for 3 years and found a job out here. Really loved the job market and everything going on here. And, kind of stuck around. I mean, I fell in love with the city after a year. I thought I was going to move back to the Bay Area, but after the first year, I was kind of hooked. And the exciting, so much excitement and like stuff going on, and everything's always changing here in Vegas, and that's kind of what's keeping me around for sure.
For sure, Vegas just keeps getting better, and I've heard that story a lot. They come here, they think they'll only be here for a year or two, and then they end up staying. Who were the first foodies you met?
In Vegas, I think I went to Ellis Island. I went to like the karaoke bar at Ellis Island, and I met like Lindsay. I can't remember. I can't remember who else I met, but Lindsay and like Desert Wanderer. I don't remember who. Yeah.
Desert Wanderer.
Yeah.
Oh, Desert Flower, Christine.
Desert Flower. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Christine.
So
yeah.
a couple
Another
people.
Yelper.
And they were like talking about how Ellis Island was gonna like build out the front yard and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's super exciting. But it was also really nice like meeting people for the first time, because I was like, posting away, trying to do as much as I could while being in school. But yeah, it was exciting to get to know people, and I'm a people person. I love talking to people and getting to know them and building relationships that way.
And Lindsay's a great first person to meet.
Yeah.
Did she just reach out to you? She just saw some of your photos and.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but how many followers did you have when you moved to Vegas? And was the food account at that time? I mean, were you kind of sad that you had to start over?
Yeah, I was definitely sad that I had to move away, but I knew Vegas in 2019 was not the foodie town that it is now. It was definitely starting to be that way, like at the very, very tips of it. But I feel like, at least for me, I didn't really know like the geography, like the lay of the land, right? So once I kind of had more time to go out to eat and post more photos and stuff, like I went to the Foodie Land, like the Asian night market, I think.
Yeah,
and I went to like Shang.
So you just went on your own as a paid customer and just to post?
Yeah. Just to kind of get the lay of the land, and hopefully somebody would kind of pick up on what I was doing and take me under their wing. That's really what it is, right? Like it's networking and relationship building, and building the community that you have, and trying to enter that community.
For sure,
that's important.
There's been several. I'm going through your Instagram and your TikTok. There's really been a lot of key moments to your to the post, key turning points where you've had several kinds of waves of breaking away from the pack and kind of doing your own thing. You created the hashtag Eat Like a Vegas Local. That was your big tagline opening for a while.
Right.
Can you talk to me about the process of doing all that, like from video then to reels? Like, how did you figure out, or how did you decide to go this route?
Yeah. I guess Eat Like a Vegas Local really started before COVID. And I just wanted a hashtag that people could relate to, even albeit it was very long for people to write out.
Right.
Not always like the most convenient for people to search up. But I just wanted, I wanted a space for people to kind of see, where I was posting, and eventually people were starting to post their stuff on it too, which was cool. And then moving towards video, I was kind of hesitant at first because it's basically starting from scratch, right? Like learning a new language all over again, because you got so good at photos and like taking photos and optimizing for photos, editing and all that stuff, and having to start over with a brand new format was basically like you're in kindergarten again, right? Like learning the roots. So spending time deep diving into like YouTube videos, deep diving into asking around, asking like people what apps they're using, how they're doing it, and from there you kind of experiment and play around. Obviously, some posts are going to not do as well as others, and that's to be expected. But I think once you get to the point where, let's see.
Like a comfort?
Yeah, a comfort, like where you're comfortable with what you're doing, and we started off with a lot of like kitchen stuff, right? Behind the scenes kitchen stuff, and it was only kitchen stuff, how it was being created. And I thought that did pretty well for a while, but the audience kind of shifted away a little bit more towards like wanted to know about, what the front of the restaurant looked like, what the inside of the restaurant looked like, like front of house, like cutting stuff and opening stuff like through video, learning how to like record all that and optimize it for the camera is a skill that you had to learn as well, right? Like
Totally.
versus taking a photo, you can just snap it, having to actually like do a cheese pull. Now you can like really see the cheese like come out, or like a noodle pull or something like that.
Yeah. And then so videos you started posting videos maybe what, early 2020? Late 19?
I think early 2020, yeah. Like I was playing around with it right before COVID, and then COVID really hit, and everybody kind of hunkered onto TikTok, and we were just kind of posting away on there, like getting all your old content and trying to make videos as much as you could to post onto TikTok. And it was kind of brutal there for a little bit, not seeing any results from TikTok. But then I remember coming back from like a camping trip that I had with my classmates and like seeing like 5,000 new followers in like 5 minutes, or like 10,000 new followers in another 20 minutes. I was like, what is going on? Like, this is crazy. I've never seen the type of growth that I've seen on like before TikTok. So I was like, okay, we're onto something here, right? And just kind of double down on it. So I started posting like 1-2 times a day when TikTok was kind of at its prime. Like that June to like maybe even like October 2020 was just like insane growth.
Right, you could have posted anything.
You could post anything,
and it would have worked.
And it would just blow up.
Yeah,
so
true.
That was really exciting. And then like meeting all the TikTok influencers too, right? Meeting all the content creators that started on TikTok and kind of moved over to Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and getting like tips from them on how they did their videos.
Yeah, that was a big reason why I started the podcast in the first place.
Yeah.
Instead of asking the questions myself, I could pretend it's a show, and then I just learn everything.
Get tips and tricks.
Exactly. What are some of the spots you've blown up in the past? I mean, off the top of my head, I think of Skinny Fats, Hard Rock. What are some other notable ones?
That's a good question. Where have I blown up?
You blew up Shaking Crab. I remember that last summer.
Shaking Crab was great.
That was insane.
Matiki's, obviously.
Yes.
Matiki's Island Barbecue. Taco trucks recently, as of recent. The Langua burrito that was at that drive-through food truck did crazy numbers. The Raider Claw, their fried king crab legs.
Oh, yeah.
It went insane with like a little meme. Memes don't really do well on my page, but that one did really good. People really like the voiceovers, so I just got to keep doing them, which takes a lot of time, but it's worth it.
Yeah, and
if
you've never seen you work, you're kind of a one-man show. You got the setup kind of with the light and the camera right there.
Yeah.
Everything's right here.
Got the mobile tripod from Peak Design. Got to shout them out for sure. Makes it a lot more convenient than like standing it up against like a glass of water or something.
Right. And the glass of water spills.
Yeah. Give your phone some legs.
And then how about partnerships? What has that been like for you these days?
Right now, I mean, I just finished one with Blue Ribbon Sushi, which is fantastic. I can't believe I've never been there, but every single dish that I had there was phenomenal, and they brought out like the whole menu for me, which was crazy.
Nice.
So that one, I went to the Red Rock location on Wednesday, and then the very next day, I went to the Cosmo location. So it was just back to back, like incredible food, and it was definitely one of the highlights for sure. It was really fun to do that partnership.
I think Blue Ribbon is probably the only sushi restaurant I would consider in Summerlin, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know many out there that's not all you can eat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. And then you're going to be doing some traveling soon.
Yeah, I'm going to Japan next month with some friends.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, 2 weeks of Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto, I believe, and Kobe. I'm definitely going to one of the
southern
best well-known
areas.
like Kobe restaurants and getting the A5 and Kobe beef and everything. So that should be really good.
That's awesome. Yeah, they do it a little differently there because they do a teppanyaki style. Or the first time I went to Kobe, a lot of them didn't do huge steaks.
Oh, really?
Like then, they would cut it like super thin and serve it on a skillet, like fajita style.
Huh.
Rare, so you would just kind of sear it a little bit more if you wanted to
Okay.
on there. But I think they've changed.
They have like set menus. I was looking at reservations today, and they have like set menus of like set A, set B, and depending on like the part of the cow that you want to.
Right. Oh, wow. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So lots of us get asked for advice about doing all this that we do. You've seen the DMs, I see them. I'm thinking about doing a food blog. And I think we should just cut to the chase and give the people what they want. JT was nice enough to kind of create his own top 5 of do's and don'ts as for being an influencer or posting food content. Let's go with the do's first.
Yeah. Try to say yes to every event. Try to make it to every single event that you can, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know, what types of relationships you're going to build there, and what type of great food you're going to eat. It's important to take everything as they come, as much as you can, especially if you're starting out. All right. I think if you're kind of picky in the beginning, like in terms of where you go, like I was saying, like if it was 5 years ago, I would drive 30 minutes to a taco truck, no problem, and just post everything for free, no problem. And now it's I don't know. It's important to be humble for sure, and really build the community that you want to enter. Right.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you, especially in the beginning. Say you have 50 followers,
Right.
and you happened to get invited,
Right.
or something like that. But I think just building as much content as possible, because you need to cover. If you start in the beginning, you got to do at least 15 out of the 30 days
Oh, yeah.
for posting, if not every day.
Right. And it's important. The other thing I forgot was, when you're surrounded by other people too that are doing the same thing, you learn from them too, right? Like, I think a lot of what I've kind of built has been learning from other people and what they do and why they're successful, right? Like Raina posting 7-8 times a day, like that's unthinkable. But, seeing her in person, like seeing what she does, and, the one bite was kind of what I took away from her, was like fitting something like massive as like a fat baby or something in your mouth.
Slightly memorable.
Or a meatball or something in your mouth is, people don't forget that. And, trying to incorporate as much as you can to kind of build your own style from learning from other people is a key part of, the learning process. It's all a learning process.
Yeah, even now, whenever I have time, especially the big influencers that come into town from out of town, I always love seeing how they work.
Right.
And I always take something from it. And social media management as well helps your accounts kind of grow, because you're experimenting with different things that maybe you wouldn't post on your own.
Right.
Yeah, as well.
Right.
What are you managing now? Are you managing social media?
I'm just doing Matiki's, Matiki's Island Barbecue, great beef ribs, Spam Maxubi. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to just build like one little baby for right now, because I do have, I do want to build my own brand too and continue building it. And I feel like if I took on more clients, I wouldn't be able to kind of skyrocket my own brand as much as possible. So really focusing on one brand and blowing them up, and helping them do as much as they can, and then to have proof of concept and show that I can build a brand. That's what I'm doing.
And the ones that hit you up now that ask if you're doing it, do you just say no, or
I haven't
refer them to
really
someone
had people
else?
hit me up. Yeah, but
That's
I do
interesting.
refer. I do get it here and there, but not as much as I'm sure you or somebody else. But I do refer them obviously to the best people in the game. You, Paul, everybody. Just
Yeah,
people who
yeah.
are
I'm referring him now too.
right.
Who has the time? What other dues should influencers
Let's
be doing?
see. Stay true to yourself. If you don't actually like a food place, don't go.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. And we still know people that post places they didn't really like.
Right.
Or didn't eat anything.
Right. Yeah. I think as much as it sucks to not have that content, it's better for you and your brand, and and the restaurant not to post something rather than post something. I'm a big believer in not posting something and trashing it versus like posting it and trashing it, and then the restaurant does like way worse because of what you posted. You never want to be that guy that kind of hurts a business, right? I feel like you only want to improve a business and try to help them as much as they can, but obviously the proof has to be in the pudding before that can happen.
Yeah, 100%. Stay true. Be honest. Go support things that you actually would go to or like.
Yeah.
Has there been an incident recently where you went to a place and didn't like it?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this. I had like a recent AMA that I wanted to do once I hit 100K, and just kind of reached out and see what people want to ask. And that was one of the questions that came up. Unfortunately, the vibe of the restaurant just didn't match the quality of the food. It was partage style like atmosphere with like almost like subpar Village Pub food. So
Shit.
like I'm not saying I love Village Pub steak and egg special.
Right. But you can't recommend them paying that much for
Right. And I didn't get the drinks there, but apparently the drinks weren't good either. So, it's just kind of a 1-2 punch of not going to be a good experience for anybody that goes. And I've talked to other people about it, and they also agree the same thing. That's just not.
So did you tell them, hey, this is why I'm not posting?
Yeah.
Or did you do that?
So the second time the manager or one of the higher ups were there and actually like sat down with us, and like, the food came out and we were kind of like, oh, this ain't good. So I was like, I got to do what's right and like tell the manager like, this is not like up to par. This is not even like good food, and I really just had to tell them, and they were very understanding. They were just very disappointed, obviously, but for the good of my brand and the followers that are looking at my page to see where they want to go eat, I don't want them to spend their hard-earned dollars somewhere that I personally wouldn't recommend, but I post it on my page anyways. And obviously that could lead to being unfollowed,
Totally.
not just a lot of repercussions down the line that we don't really think about.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think about it for sure, because a lot of them we're just kind of living in our own bubble and have no idea what's happening on the outside if people are actually going. But yeah, I think that's a super important thing, and I'm glad you talked to them.
Yeah.
A lot of people just get up and leave, or they just say they didn't like it.
Right.
A bad review on the post.
I mean, I even offered to pay for the meal and everything, not to be like that guy and just come in for a free meal, but trying to do right by the restaurant, but also doing right by my followers too. Right.
For sure. And then a challenge for a lot of influencers, especially the ones that want to be influencers, are videos, reels.
Right. Reels. Yeah.
What are you using now to do editing?
So I still use InShot. I've been using them since I started videos, and I've just gotten so like comfortable with it that I know how to use it. I know how to edit it. I know CapCut has better features in terms of the captions that you can write in, but I downloaded it the other week and it was really, really difficult. So if you want to sit down with me and walk me through it, more than happy to. But right now I'm using InShot, which works fine. It's not. It's a good app, definitely. InShot. I think it's like $16 a year, so it's like totally worth
That's great.
it, even if you post like once a year.
$16 a year?
Yeah.
I'm paying like $70 a year for Splice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were using CapCut.
I use CapCut. Well, see, I've been playing around with it.
Okay.
Just because all the young people and the new people are using it. And I think it's really cool, but perhaps maybe a better way to use it would just be to kind of add additional bells and whistles to the already existing posts. So Daniel Leo is a good example. I think he shoots in InShot and then moves on to CapCut just for the finishing touches.
Oh, okay.
So I think that might be a better way to go.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think putting the video together is not as convenient, maybe because of the learning curve
on
CapCut.
Okay.
Yeah, but the bells and whistles, the effects, things like that are cool.
The zingers.
Yeah, the zingers, the cha-chings. But yeah, taking the time to learn how to edit, changing the clip, as you were saying, kind of
changing the clip every like 1 to 2 seconds. It's like TV, right? Like if you watch TV without the sound on, they change the moving picture like every 2 seconds, 3 seconds, unless it's like a basketball game or like a news reporter talking. So it's very important to kind of change it up, keep the viewer like engaged. What else is coming, and kind of open with like well, I mean, I open with myself, but
Right.
like after that, like opening with like a crazy shot of, you know, whatever it may be of the food that you're eating. So it kind of intrigues the person watching to kind of keep watching. Right. I think after the first 7 seconds, they're gonna kind of stick with it and watch the rest of it, as long as it's not like 4 or 5 minutes.
I wish Instagram provided retention rate on posts.
I think they're working on that, right?
I
Like
hope
much
so.
like YouTube and TikTok is kind of like where the viewer drops off. I think they're working on it. I'm not for sure, but yeah.
Right.
Hopefully we get more detailed insight soon.
Yeah, one thing that a lot of people don't realize behind the scenes is, especially when shooting food, you gotta kind of always be moving. You don't want to be in the same place because then the video just stays the same.
Right.
You can cut it, and going into like a couple other seconds of another angle just provides the eye some, different way to look at things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And even moving the camera too, right? Like moving the camera while you're shooting it. That's something I don't remember who I learned that from one of you guys.
Probably Paul. To me, watching Paul do it and then shooting it upside down with the lens.
Upside down, yep.
I think he was the first one to do that.
For sure.
And now everyone does it. It's pretty funny.
And people, like customers in the restaurants, comment all the time, like, "Oh man, you must be a pro! Like, you're shooting. Nobody." Jay, we're at where are we at? Ramsey's Kitchen, and the lady was like, "What's your Instagram? Like, there's only professionals shoot photos like that." And I was like, "Yeah, just a couple followers."
Right. Awesome. And then next one would be platforms.
Yeah. Try to spread yourself out as much as you can. It is a lot of work to post on Instagram, then TikTok, then YouTube. I know you're posting on Twitter now too.
Yeah, I'm just fucking around with Twitter just to see what happens. Yeah.
I mean, I see what's his name? Jacob. Jacob posts a lot of just like funny questions and stuff, and like things to get people engaged, and he seems to do pretty well on that. So that might be something, be like post Hope 100 times and see what happens.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Is this worth it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna play around with it. And then, speaking of Jacob's life in Vegas, big YouTuber in town. You did do a noodle challenge with him.
Yeah.
Send nudes. What was that like?
Yeah, it just worked out. Where did we meet? We met at Vetri at one of the grand openings or something, and he was just super nice. Like I've been watching him since like before I even moved to Vegas. He just seemed like a super down to earth guy, and he's exactly like he is in person. Like
Totally.
Super nice, super friendly. He called me like a couple nights before. Just saying, hey, what's up? We're trying to stay connected and, try to see how we can help each other out as much as we can. And he said, oh, yeah, I'm free. And so he came to the Palms, and we both kind of shot. He's friends with the Palms, too. Palms is a very friendly content creator, like, hotel, which is nice. But, yeah, he showed up. We did our thing, and he went live on YouTube, on YouTube. What is it, YouTube Live?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he filmed the whole thing, and we tried to eat it, and there's no way we could do it.
It's huge.
And yeah. But it was cool just hanging out with him and just chatting away. He's a very
Yeah,
nice guy.
Jacob's an interesting guy. I've only met him once. I had dinner with Norma, and she brought him.
Yeah.
And just picking his brain and his kind of view on Vegas and the whole landscape in general is very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely very big on YouTube, but he's trying to get into, Rio. I saw him posting a couple Rios and stuff. I don't know if he's on TikTok or not, but he's trying to convince me to do more YouTube long formats, which is, definitely, I would definitely need more time to do that.
Yeah, I would love to as well. I'd love to pick his brain on that. I think he just does it himself, right? He's still solo, or he's a person now?
Yeah, so he shoots everything, but
Yeah.
he doesn't like editing. So he hands it off to an editor who edits everything, all the B-roll and stuff, which
Must
is
be nice.
pretty smart. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's your full-time job, I mean, I'm sure you can afford to have an editor do it. Do
Yeah.
something you don't want to do.
Yeah, Mike Chen was telling me, like, he just throws everything raw, and then they just send him a video, and he just says yes or no.
Oh, really?
And then that's it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. You've hung out with him a couple times.
Yeah, hung out with him a couple times. He did maybe 4 years ago, he did his Amazon show at Shang Artisan Noodle.
Okay.
Views and Choose. And then, he was just here a few weeks ago.
Where was he at? Where did you take him?
He still hits up like 4 or 5 places a day, unannounced.
Wow.
I think I planned more for him in Vegas. He had never had this many comps, never had this
Wow.
much stuff set up. So that was cool. But he saw my TikTok on Genting Palace and then literally flew in the next day
Really?
to try to get in.
Where does he live?
He lives in Florida now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite the flight, too.
Yeah, he went from New York City to Dallas, and then he met his wife, who's from Chicago, and then I think they live in Florida now.
Oh. And he just comes to Vegas a lot?
Just comes to Vegas whenever he wants. But yeah, he was just in Japan for like 2 weeks,
Oh, okay.
just shooting crazy content. But
I'll have to go follow him and watch his Japan content
yeah,
before I go.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. There's a bunch of guys. I'll send you some links. Tokyo Gourmet is like a version of, kind of like a version of a Vegas TikToker.
I think you sent me.
Yeah, he does everything in Japanese, but all the stuff looks so good.
Right.
I'm gonna try to get together with him.
But I hear
maybe
like
in
one of the
summer.
things, one of the beauties of Japan is you can literally walk anywhere and like get a great experience, right?
It's true. I think the restaurant owners take more pride in what they do
Right.
and the effort. It doesn't matter. I mean, they don't. They try not to cut corners. So I think you'll have. Yeah, just wandering Japan is just the best thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where you go and what you do.
Finally try authentic okonomiyaki.
Yes. Holy shit. Okay. Sorry I said that. So, backstory. JT had never had okonomiyaki before. Went to Fugetsu, which honestly is terrible. But, he did a video, which is cool.
It blew up.
It blew up.
Crazy.
Gave him probably a lot of business. And
Yeah.
maybe a lot of Las Vegans think that's okonomiyaki now. So
That's what I think it is.
Whatever.
I mean,
I made a whole video, tried it, and I told them it was fucking garbage. And the manager started writing down like all the things Ayumi and I were saying about the okonomiyaki,
right.
but
Right.
it doesn't look like anything's changed.
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't been back.
No, I don't want to go back. It's such a waste, especially for foodie stuff. You shoot all day, you're going out all the time, and then
Right.
if you waste your time eating terrible food, it's such a downer.
Right. Because you just showed up unannounced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the first couple of weeks.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know if it could ever happen. I don't know if okonomiyaki would ever be popular in Vegas or takoyaki.
Why is that?
To be enough. I just don't think there's enough people that would be into it. Like, for example, soba or udon just doesn't pop
Yeah.
in Vegas. It's kind of like
Cafe
the same thing.
Sanuki. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also because the business owner was too busy to do it, right? But I think they were pretty busy as it was. They just didn't have enough time.
But I think the average Las Vegan prefers ramen over udon. Well, they probably think udon noodles are ramen.
Right.
So I don't know what to say there.
I have a Japan foodie bucket list.
Yeah.
That I want to like hit. So like it doesn't matter where I go, but like as long as I eat like, let's see, like kurikatsu, ramen, okonomiyaki, takoyaki, omurice, onigiri is a snack, otoro, chutoro, tonkatsu, uni.
Wherever you're
udon,
going is
like,
going to have all
everything.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to go that crazy rice guy in Kyoto?
No, I heard it isn't that good, right? Like
It's
somebody
just an
told me-
amazing show of good content, I
Yeah,
think. But
yeah.
Mike went. and
Right, I
that
saw-
blew up.
and that blew up like crazy.
Yeah, Hungry Hugh went. That blew up. Went crazy.
So you're saying I should go?
I don't know.
But don't
I'm
actually
going
eat.
to be in Kyoto in July for 5 days, so I think we might just go.
Just go and just
Yeah.
get it? Because he's getting old, right? He's like
pretty old.
60, 70 something maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, super high energy. Looked like he did
Right.
a couple lines before he starts cooking.
Oh, boy.
And then finally, the last do, which I think is super important, is about professionalism. There's a lot of influencers that have a varying definition of what that is.
Yeah.
You've had work experience, so I think you have a better grip on that. Kind of talk to us about that.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of worked in tech for a little bit before moving to Vegas, so I kind of had like that email courtesy type, like, stuff under my belt. But just being professional, right? Showing up on time, responding to emails within 24 hours. What else? Leaving a good impression on whoever is there to greet you, or if the manager comes out, obviously like, trying to chit chat them, because Vegas is a very small town after all. Like, you never know who that person knows, and you never know how you might be able to help them. So just being professional. I have business cards that I carry with me all the time so that people can, reach me. I put a QR code on there so that it goes to my Beacons link.
Oh, nice. That's a good tip. I don't think many of us have business cards.
Yeah. I mean, I think it started back when I was a kid. I was like a magician, so I did like magic shows.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I could do magic tricks.
Wow. That's why he's wearing the jackets. No.
I got tricks up my sleeve.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but like, I had a business card as a kid, like 8th grade. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Like trying to do like birthday shows and stuff. So it just kind of carried over to, being an adult and, having a way for somebody to contact you after you meet them. I love using them for like networking events and, talking to people as much as I can. Even, if I have stickers for my followers and fans.
Yep. I've seen them around the cashier
Yeah.
desks at certain restaurants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get one up at Matiki's, but we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, stickers. I try to stick them up everywhere downtown. We'll do like sticker bombs. I go downtown and just stick them up everywhere. But it's another way for like brand awareness, right? Like just trying to get your name out there in the way that other people aren't, right? So,
For sure.
yeah.
That's a great idea. But yeah, going back to networking, being professional, being courteous to everyone. I mean, today's server is tomorrow's general manager.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Right.
In town.
Right.
And it's
people.
been, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's been crazy, like the referrals over the years that have happened because of someone you just interacted with for 5-10 minutes.
Right. They remember you. Leave
Yeah.
a good first impression because they remember you.
Totally. All great points, all worth kind of rewinding and going over
Right.
and listening to it again.
Tip
for sure.
well. Good karma.
Yes.
Good karma. What comes around goes around, right? So
Tipping.
yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe this was 2 years ago now when that crazy infamous email came out.
Oh my goodness.
And you and I were at Partage, probably on the 3rd glass of wine already. and the email comes out. So how did this work? So this random person CC'd like every influencer.
Everybody.
So many restaurants are on that list, at least 150.
Right.
Kind of complaining about the lack of tipping,
Right.
the lack of effect the influencers had. Yet they gave certain influencers a shout out also in the email, like Local Livin', I remember.
Right.
How did that happen? Do we know what happened there?
I don't think any, I think it just kind of like died and like never came back. Like I didn't hear, like I know it was a hot topic for like a couple days, like at all the food events that we would go to. And then like after that, like nobody could figure out who it was. So you think people just kind of gave up and, hope that the restaurants didn't see it that way, right? Like I feel like most restaurants have a good rapport with us and know that we're not just trying to rip them off for a meal, But yeah, I mean, that was a crazy night, especially being like three glasses of deep.
Super weird, and it became all we could talk about for the next 30 minutes because it's just shocking. And then people are forwarding it to me,
rereading it.
It was just so weird. Maybe we should do an episode on unsolved mysteries of that email.
Right.
But yeah, tipping is very important. It's kind of weird when out of town influencers come in because I've heard some of them tip, some don't tip. They'll give like $5, things like that. So it's just weird overall. But
do you tip on credit card or do you tip on your Amex?
I now tip on the Amex Gold credit card.
Okay.
Yeah, because Drew told me to.
Cash. I know. I like to tip in cash because for the servers and stuff. But I mean, it makes sense to tip on the Amex Gold. Which you should have given me the referral link for that. Because I got it, and then we would have gotten more points together.
I know. Fuck. I should do that. Yeah, I haven't done that at all.
Should we plug Amex Gold real quick?
Amex Gold. Drew will be so proud. All right, and then kind of some don'ts for incoming foodies, incoming social media influencers. What would you say are some of the key ones?
Don't buy followers. Don't buy likes.
100%.
Don't buy sends. People can see it. People will know, and they won't say anything to you, but they will see it. And I mean, I was tempted at one point to buy them. It was a struggle to get to where you're at, but building it from the ground up and really, really like hammering away at it day after day, I feel like I'm much more proud of what I've built versus going the 10,000 follower plus route, for like $20 or whatever, helps your engagement stay authentic. And then, like, obviously, if you, let's say you buy 50,000 followers and then you post the reels, like, none of those followers are going to see anything, engage with anything. So Instagram's just going to think your content isn't good, and it's just going to push it down to the bottom of the algorithm or whatever. So in the end, it's going to hurt you in the end. So just try to stay as authentic as you can, because it's important. It's definitely very important.
100%. And reels don't lie. After managing accounts for so many years, you do get influencers who reach out and you start digging through their account and like, why does this have 46,000 likes and 1,200 views?
Right. Right.
You know, what is all this funny business?
Math doesn't add up, and, you know, obviously there's ebbs and flows of stuff, but if it looks funny and smells funny, it's definitely funny.
Yeah, and what's crazy is a lot of restaurants who manage their own account don't look at that. They just see the follow number, bring them in. Oh, nothing happened, so fuck everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's hurting us as an industry for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
What else?
Don't be negative, like we were talking about earlier.
So don't slam a business.
Don't slam a
publicly.
Business. I mean, that's coming from me, from my experience. Don't slam a business. Don't, just roast restaurants. Because again, it hurts our industry. It hurts our, like the snow carnival thing that happened. That was terrible.
Yeah. Was it terrible though? Like,
was it terrible?
Any press good press? I wonder.
Well, I mean, I think from what I heard, it really hurt the admission tickets. Yeah, it really hurt the ticket sales. And I mean, it was good for the person to do it because it kind of blew them up, but it definitely slowed down ticket sales from what I heard.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we definitely have more of an influence, or like, what do you say? Like power or like voice than we think we do, right? So only trying to speak positively about places as much as you can.
But there would be a market for negativity. Don't you think? Like, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I don't think any of us could.
For views,
yeah, for sure. If someone could rip a place apart, they would probably kill it.
They would kill it, but the restaurant would suffer as a result.
Right.
Right. And good karma is good karma. So
well said.
What goes around comes around.
That's true. That's true. Okay. What else would you say? Some of the don'ts.
Don't bring your ego into the game. At the end of the day, kind of act like you have 0 followers, right? At the end of the day, try to meet everybody with an open heart, open mind. Try to learn as much from them as you can teach them, right? I feel like everybody you meet, there's always something that they know, or someone they know, something they know, and like, a sport they play that you've never done before, right? So always try to treat people as they are, and try to learn as much as about them, and learn, because the more friendly you are with them, the more likely they're able to open up with you and develop that friendship, kind of like what we have.
Yeah, I agree. And one of the best parts of our jobs doing all this is meeting the wide range of people.
Right.
And their walk of life and how different it is. And we would never talk to them or meet them, without this.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else?
Easier said than done, but don't burn bridges. I've definitely burned a few along the way, but
We all have.
It'll always come back to you in the end. So just try not to burn bridges. Vegas is like we've been talking about. It's a very small town, and people move from one place to another, and overnight, and that could be another opportunity for you, an opportunity for them. So, yeah.
I think one thing that's kind of been interesting is I do see sometimes where people perhaps might be hurt that they weren't invited or they weren't paid or, whatever. But you just got to look at the grand landscape of things and how many creators and how many influencers, like, you're not the only one.
Right.
And there's so many other options. Right. So many other avenues to go towards. And I don't know why people get hurt. I think that's an ego thing, most likely.
Probably. I mean, I just brush it off. It doesn't really matter, You've got other stuff you can do, If you don't get invited to one event, great. Go do something else. Go make content at home, Just kind of focus on yourself, and everything will be right.
Exactly. Yeah, good work is everything that happens is comes down to good work.
Right.
Good work. Everything is a byproduct of that.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a good thing. Focus on yourself. Don't ask the audience what they want to see. I mean, you're the expert.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this next one you wrote down was kind of interesting, and we can kind of get into that.
Oh.
What did you say?
I said, don't use an Android if you're serious about content creation. The Apple ecosystem is just so seamlessly like integrated into Instagram videos, the camera even itself, that that's the reason why when you post on Instagram when you post from an Apple on Instagram, TikTok, the quality is just so much higher because the iPhone is all connected together, right? Like it works seamlessly together versus the Android part is the camera by itself, the operating system by itself, whatever. But yeah, I
hear some snickering in the background.
Pretty sure most people know me as an Apple fanboy at this point, but I came from the tech industry, so I kind of know how it works, which is nice.
Do you no, let me think how this would phrase this. Are there any creators right now that are killing it using an Android? I'm trying to think in Vegas anyway, if there are any. I don't know if there are.
If they are, don't come for me, please. I'm sorry, but
this is going to be the real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Drex Lee, I don't know if you know who Drex Lee is. So he's got like 5 million followers. He uses an Android. He does these crazy like car videos where he's kind of running around, like shooting like a.
Can we pull up a
film.
clip?
Yeah, I have. So let me see here. 1.2 on IG and like. So yeah, he runs around. Someone's shooting him doing this.
Turn the screen up.
Yeah, sorry. So he runs around. It looks like he's doing this crazy dance.
Okay.
And then at the end, he shows the video
of
how he does it. And it's a lot of, slow then fast, up close and then long.
Oh.
And then it's kind of like a crazy thing. And he's only using an Android phone. I mean, I think they're paying him, but.
I mean, it's not impossible. Yeah, it's definitely not impossible. But it just feels like, for food at least, I feel like, because we're filming so up close versus the car is like all of it, right? Like it's just so much more square footage to cover that maybe it does better.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to switch.
I mean, it's definitely gotten more expensive to do it, but you're investing in kind of your future here.
Do you upgrade every time?
I'm on the upgrade program. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I pay like
$54,
$54 every month, and then we get the new phone as soon as it comes out. And it's like, I think within like the first 5 days, I got the phone.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang. I asked Drew, his Unlocked on the last episode he did, how much he would have to be paid. Someone came up to him with an Android to switch right now. They'll switch everything over seamlessly. You just have to use an Android for 365 days. What is your price, JT?
What did Drew say?
He said $50K.
That's it?
That's it. I guess. I don't know. More? You thinking more?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think 250.
250K.
Yeah. I love this thing.
So they show up with a case, 100K right here in cash. You're not going to take it? I think I would take it. But
You would take it?
yeah, for 1 year just to use an Android?
No, I couldn't do it.
Interesting.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. You're going to get a green bubble for like a year?
Yeah, that's a really inconvenient, the real inconvenient thing.
For life.
Like I couldn't imagine.
Does Android have something like that yet? Still no?
That's lame.
It's worth the money.
But I used to have a Samsung 7, or no, Galaxy 7 when I had a regular job. And I did notice the photos did look way better, just naturally raw than the iPhone. I didn't play around with video.
She's taking really good photos on the Android. Yeah.
Oh.
They are really good photos.
So when you guys started dating, were you using an Android?
Yes.
Oh, damn. Interesting.
But we're good now. We're good.
We're good. You know, Vegas Know It All uses an Android. I remember this now. She calls
sorry.
everyone a sheep. She's like, you guys got an iPhone too? You're all sheep.
Yeah.
She still says this to this
I'm a
day.
very, very happy sheep.
I noticed on your account, with like everyone should have a Linktree type link
Yeah.
on their account. Linktree meaning, you know, there's a link that goes into multiple links of kind of highlighting yourself. I think that's very important. You offer a newsletter.
Yeah.
What does that consist of when you do a newsletter? How often do you send that out?
Oh, I started that last year because who told me? Oh, I had a friend tell me that, you know, if this all goes away tomorrow, all you have is the email subscriber list. So try to get as many emails as you can so that you can keep building your brand, you know, if someday something happens to Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And so I put that on there, and I didn't know what was going to happen, but people started putting the emails on there. And then I kind of promised them like a monthly like recap of like my top 5 restaurants that I've been to. And I did that for like 2 or 3 months, and it was a lot of work. I haven't done it since the new year, but I want to. I think it's a good way to kind of connect with the people that, you know, have trusted you with their email, to not feed them, you know, junk or spam. But speaking on Beacons is a really good website.
Yeah, I like the layout.
The layout is nice,
Yeah.
and they have their own community, so they're really, really for creators. I've hopped on a phone call with them many times, like to give them feedback, and they kind of give me like new product features and what's going on there. Like you can get paid instantly via invoices through Beacons. They'll pay you instantly. You can make your media kit on there. What else? And they have their own like Facebook community that like has a bunch of other creators on there that you can ask questions to, and has like basically like a forum for online creators, which is pretty nice. So I'm kind of on there, you know, just kind of sneaking, peeking.
Yeah, I never noticed Beacons until I started digging through your account and stuff,
Really?
and I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, multiple links, just so people kind of have a better idea of who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
And all the affiliate links and stuff as well.
For those that don't know, you do have a regular job.
I do.
What do you do?
I moved out here for occupational therapy school. So that's we work in hospitals, we can work in schools, we can work in outpatient clinics. Basically, the whole premise of occupational therapy is help people get back to what they want to do, right? It's a very, very broad term, but it can encompass everything from, you know, after an injury or, you know, brain injury, anything, teaching you how to put your socks on, teaching you how to put your shirt on, you know, basic daily human needs that you want to function with. We'll teach you how to be independent with that again. So I work in an inpatient clinic, and I see about, you know, 5 patients a day, and I get to see them for 90 minutes. So you really, really develop that like relationship with them and build that rapport with them, and really, really get to see the progress that they make from, you know, the first day where they come in where they're like just all messed up to the day where they get to walk out of the clinic. So it's
Rewarding.
Very rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, like, as much as I want to do this full time, I can't give it up because it's so rewarding to me, and I love like that, like, feeling of helping other people. Yeah.
Yeah, we were saying with a lot of the social media foodies here, the only ones that still have regular jobs are in medical or dental.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's a stable career for sure.
It's a stable career.
Yeah.
Pays more. And yeah, for now.
For now.
Yeah. But you also write resumes.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I do that too. So I was at a coding boot camp. I don't code, but I was working at a coding boot camp, and the whole model of that business model was we will find you a job. You don't pay any tuition until you find a job, which I thought was super like awesome, right? To be able to help people who are underprivileged go through this very, very intense coding boot camp. And then after the 9 weeks of coding boot camp, they get 3 or 4 weeks of like job search training. So they teach you how to write a resume. They teach you how to interview. They teach you how to negotiate. They teach you pretty much everything about like how to get a job. So I was on the placement side, the coaching side. So I was learning everything from like the resume building to the networking to the negotiating. So I kind of learned a lot from that. And I was like, hey, like I can do that. I've always kind of liked writing resumes, and like I always thought it was kind of cool to like highlight the best of a person. So when I moved out here and I didn't have a job, I was in school. I was like, let me see if I can like try to write some resumes for people for free. And they found great jobs after that, and I was like, okay, I can turn this into a business. So I started my own like online resume business, and people hop on a phone call with me for an hour. I write the resume for them, send it out to them, and they use it and instantly like apply to jobs, and they go from there. So
That's amazing.
yeah,
Everyone needs this,
Yes.
especially in Vegas.
yeah,
I was contemplating setting up a website called badresume.com because of when I used to work. Used to look at resumes all the time, and they were awful.
terrible,
Horrendous.
so bad.
Like, what is that, ketchup on a napkin?
Right.
Like,
Right.
so weird.
I think the only time you learn how to write a resume is like in high school, right? Or maybe college if you went to the job center. But
Yeah.
like, it just, the things they teach you versus like what actually works from people looking at resumes for 8 hours a day, like people would blow their heads off if they had to read just the resumes that were like taught by in high school or career centers or stuff. Because
Yeah.
it is so boring and it is so like like it's like very, very basic job responsibilities versus like highlighting the impact that you've had in the positions that you've had, right? So, yeah, if anybody's looking for a resume or needs a resume, let me know.
Highly
I'll hop on a
recommended.
phone call.
Yes, do it,
Yeah.
do it. So we're gonna finish off this with 10 questions. Thanks for all those awesome tips, by the way.
Yeah.
Number 1, JT. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm done with the first one here, almost. I'll just finish it. Okay. You can invite 5 Las Vegas social media people to karaoke. JT, name those 5 people.
Where are we going to karaoke?
Q. Let's go to Q.
Oh, okay.
Karaoke Q.
Q sounds good. We'll take Jay. We'll take.
Gee, I wonder why you thought of Jay.
He knows how to have a good time, from what I hear.
First of all, yeah, the only videos I've seen of him, the one of the most memorable ones, like he's in a music video on his knees, like Enrique Iglesias, fucking singing hero. I don't know if he was. But yeah. Okay. Anyways, okay. So Jay the Ruler's on there.
Yes. Julie. Because she's
Julie.
got. I've heard
Yeah.
the voice.
Best singer.
Yes.
Yes.
Christine, obviously.
Okay.
We're ready to party, and we got to sing our Katy Perry "Teenage Dream" duet.
That's your duet song. I like
duet
it.
song.
I like it.
Who else? Ro would be fun. Ro.
Yep. Closet Foodie.
Closet
LV.
Foodie.
Yes.
Who else has a good voice?
And last one.
No, you.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Obviously.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Shots of soju.
All right. Number 2, talk about your DM situation. What's that been like
Oh boy.
right now?
A lot of people reaching out to have me come by. A lot of people just shooting me restaurant recommendations, like where should I go for this? Where should I go for that? One of my pet peeves is if you don't follow me, don't ask for a recommendation. Like the least you could do is just return the respect of me, like typing in, like giving my expertise of where to go in Vegas with you just simply hitting follow. Like it's not that big of a deal. So I only reply to people who follow back.
That's a good way to go. I still don't do that, but yeah. But then I love the follow-up question is like, what's the address? I'm like, you have a phone.
Yeah, most people don't read the captions or anything. You know, I try to put as much information as I can in there, even like how far it is from the strip. Like that's an important one.
That's a lot.
That most people don't think about, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm assuming most people are coming out of town, so they want to see how far it is from the strip.
What do you think about influencers making their own guides? Do you think it's a good idea? Bad idea? How would you do
why
it?
not? I think it's a great business. Great, yeah. It's kind of like you have all this expertise. You've been everywhere. Make a guide. You know, I want to do it, but it just seems like a lot of time. Like I've seen Vegas Starfish's one, and it just seems like such an incredible amount of time that you have to dedicate to it.
Well, she took it to another level with the concierge service, and I think as she gets more popular, it's been tougher.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Answering phone calls like 24/7. That sounds
amazing.
Incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a machine. I don't know how she does it.
She told me this crazy story the other day when we were at the foodie tour that some guy sends her like an explicit photo every single day, and she sends him a $25 Cash App invoice. He pays it every day.
Nice.
Yeah,
Rating
it's been
dick
over a
pics.
year now where
Rating
this guy
dick
sends it $25 a day just to be seen.
Wow.
That's fucking weird. Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah. You were actually one of the first people I ever saw that had a media kit or some sort of like a one sheet, and I think it's important to have. But the problem is, it floats around, with certain rates and things like that. Like you never sent it to me. Someone else sent it to me, and I
Really?
and I just
wow.
saw it.
Did it have
This
my
is-
rate on there? Because I don't put my rate
No,
on
it didn't have your rate on
Yeah.
there, but it offers the audience insight, which is cool, and all that stuff. And some people do put rates
Right.
now.
Yeah.
And say it's only for their eyes only, but it never is.
Right.
How necessary is a media kit these days for an influencer?
I think big companies ask for it just to kind of get an overview, like a 10,000-foot view of who you are and what you do. But honestly, my media kit's kind of outdated, and I should update it because it was all photos before.
Oh.
I haven't changed it since then.
Oh,
But
okay.
I change the insights like every
Yeah.
every time. But like the photos and everything, I haven't really changed. So I definitely got to update that.
I think it was green, right?
Yeah, green and
Okay.
black. Yeah,
Yeah.
favorite colors, obviously. But yeah, I think it's important. I know the rates can get kind of messy just depending on who you're talking to, and there's so many factors that go into it that I think it can change every day, right? Like
Yeah, if you wanted to.
right, if you wanted to. But yeah, having just a baseline intro of who you are and what you do is important, I think.
Yeah, thanks to Cody, I actually just recently made one
Oh,
for
nice.
myself. I never had one until like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
And Canva.com is a great place
Canva.
to go. So many, pre-made designs.
Yeah.
And they offer a lot of great insight from those templates
Right.
to how you should do it and what you should do.
How long did you spend making yours?
I spent maybe an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like another tool in your arsenal to kind of have that professional front.
Totally. And then I think depending on who's asking, I saw like a lot of people say, oh, my rates start from 1,500 or whatever. So you leave it kind of vague
Yeah.
and kind of go from there.
I like the technique where you offer both a la carte prices and then bundled prices.
Okay.
So I think that's worked out in my favor in that, you kind of list your prices for certain content, like let's say 3 Instagram stories, a TikTok, a Reels, a YouTube Shorts. And then like you list the bundle price, which is like a little bit, just depends on how much you list everything else as, but a more reasonable price if they were to get everything together. Plus, most of the time I'm filming and posting everywhere anyway, so it's like,
Right.
I'd rather them get the bundle price, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So the bundle prices come after you've spoken with them, or do you include that now with the media kit?
I want to make sure that they want to work with me first, and then I try to get their price first and see
So
what
it's
they're
post.
working with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. That's a good way to go because prices just float too much.
Right.
Someone was publicly called out by Keith based on their rate.
Really?
Yeah.
oh.
Well, not.
Oh,
They
I
didn't
remember.
name
I
the.
remember.
Yeah, we know.
That sounds like a ridiculous rate too.
So
Was
yeah,
it?
that had happened to someone. We'll talk about that after. But yeah, someone who will remain anonymous got called out on the price. I knew once he mentioned the price, I knew who it was because they itemized everything.
I don't know who it was, but yeah.
But but yeah. So yeah, media kits are important, but I think just keeping it kind of loose and vague is more important because otherwise someone else is always going to see it. Someone else
Right.
is always going to do whatever.
Started to unsend it after they agree, after listening to your podcast. So
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Do that all the time. They leave it on scene and have a reply, then you're definitely deleting it after a couple of days.
Right.
Yeah. The scene keeps changing in Vegas. How do you feel about the social media scene now?
Let's see. I think it's at a very good place. It's the brands and restaurants and everything. Everybody's starting to see the importance we play in marketing, advertising, and getting your word out there. Like this device is like the new word of mouth, and what you choose to do with it echoes into exponentially, right? So it's definitely very important to be on it, no matter who you are, what you do. Definitely important to have a presence. I think a lot of people joined the scene in the last year or two. I feel like we've seen a big influx of people, and I'm very, very happy and excited to see everybody, excited to join and, build their own brand and build their own relationships and, clients and whatnot. I think people don't realize how much of a time commitment it is, right? Like there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that people only see like the best parts of it, right? Like you get to get picked up in a driverless car and go to Cosmo and drink drinks. Like they're not seeing you in your pajamas at 2 a.m. freaking editing videos for like hours on end.
Right.
So it's so exciting to see the new like creators and everybody like figure out where they are in the world, and I'm very excited to have more people alongside us kind of do what we do and showcase the best of Vegas. I think that's the most important part, right?
I agree. There could be never enough creators, influencers. There's always something someone can teach us.
Right.
For sure.
I think one of the things we missed in the beginning was talking about the PR agencies, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
making sure that when we talk about like taking opportunities as they come, like taking as much opportunity as you can from them and building that relationship, because you never know, what clients they'll have, and doing your best work for them also kind of helps your brand too, right? Kind of get that awesome content.
Yeah, I mean, nobody talks more than PR agencies.
Yeah.
So word gets around if you're easy to work with, if you're a pain in the ass.
Right.
If you never reply to emails.
It's a great starting point for sure.
Yeah, agreed. Is there a food account that inspires you? It's been interesting. One top creator was actually telling me that they were disappointed in the number of new creators have broken through in maybe the last 6 months or year. There's been very few, to be honest, like that have blown up.
Oh.
That didn't exist 6 months or a year ago. A lot of the people that we hang with, I think, are products of lockdown. Mm-hmm. But since then, maybe like new accounts that came out in 2022, there haven't been that many that have really
like in the last year. Like,
yeah,
it hasn't been like crazy.
Like it was from 21 to 22, right?
Las Vegas bloggers, okay,
right, or Daniel Leo or whatever.
Yeah.
There hasn't been. I don't know.
I haven't really thought about that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe because, everybody kind of went back to work and like put their heads down. It was like more of like a normal year where people weren't like figuring out what they were going to do.
Yeah, I think maybe once they got back to the regular lives, like creating content became too much, time consuming.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, it is a big time commitment and people are starting to realize that. And not everybody can kind of keep to the pace that we're trying to keep to.
Right.
Or that the platforms want us to keep to.
Yeah, and a lot of the younger ones, influencers trying to come up say that it's too much of a climb now to try to even attempt.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so
there's
either.
Still so much opportunity in terms of, you could go viral overnight. Like it's just obviously like with Keith, like you see the blow up, but you don't see like the amount of time and commitment that he put into it before, like the whole year of just like doing it before anybody actually noticed. Well,
yeah.
He had a lot of people notice, but not like to the extent that it is now.
Right, but people use overnight with him, and it's kind of crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Is there a food account that inspires you?
Inspires me?
It doesn't have to be Vegas, just anywhere.
So when I first started, it was like I started because of Hungry Hugh and Food with Michael. Yeah. So it was really cool to kind of, see how they've changed and see that they're still in the game, thankfully. Bay Area Foodies, Tim. Have you met him?
I've never met him, but I know who he is.
Super
yeah,
awesome.
Amazing.
Super
amazing
nice guy.
Yeah.
I really learned a lot from him when we were back in SF. And even I would try to hang out with him as much as I can, like when I would visit in SF. So, yeah. Nice.
One of your taglines is that you work out to eat out. Talk to me about that, because Lord knows I should be doing more of that.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I've always kind of liked working out, and it feels good for me. I was really skinny as a kid, so I ate we would just eat like rice and protein like every single night. I'm sure you did.
You were trying to bulk up? Were you, or no?
No.
You're just naturally skinny.
Yeah. No, I was skin and bones until like college, and then I found out about the gym and started getting the gains. yeah, it's built into being a part of my life now. Like I can't go a week without going to the gym or like breaking a sweat somewhere. So it's important for me to kind of keep that balance. Foodie Fit obviously has helped a lot. So appreciate you connecting us last time. That was
that's a crazy thing. One of the best things that ever happened about the podcast was you and Alex meeting.
Like buddies.
Yeah. The very last episode I ever did with the old podcast was about fitness and being a foodie, and JT, Alex, Tasting Vegas were on it. And that was a great intro. I'm glad it flourished into something special.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely on brand with me. I'm on brand with them. It just kind of works out that way. So it's been a great partnership together.
Phenomenal. Growing up Asian, just like you, I never had a chance of having good hair. What's your secret?
I don't know if I have a secret. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Good genes. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
I like getting haircuts, and I like gelling it. I've had this haircut for like 10 years.
Hey, it works.
It just works, yeah.
I think it's changed a little bit.
You just comb over, hard part on the side. Can't go wrong. It's classic. It's classic.
How do you feel about the current state of TikTok now? Because so many are in the same boat. Yesterday, Valentine's Day, was a fucking disaster, pretty much for everyone who posted.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, even for the big ones. But what do you... Because it's interesting, especially for you, because your numbers are so... You're crushing it on IG, yet the same exact post rarely gets traction on TikTok. A lot of people are going through that. But how do you feel about that, and what do you think you're going to try to do?
I think it's because I am posting the same video on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and not really caring. Like, I feel like my home is still Instagram at the end of the day. Even as much as I like TikTok, I feel like it's gotten harder to... It's not the same anymore, obviously. Nothing ever is. But the reach on there just feels like it's like hindered a lot more. Maybe because there is a overabundance amount of food content on there, and not everybody wants to watch food content. I feel like the videos that do well on TikTok are the ones that are you just talking to the camera for like 5 seconds and like it just blows up for no reason. And I think that's what the TikTok audience likes, right? So maybe I would like to try just posting me eating the food like in front of the camera and then just seeing what happens, and just like audio everything and just let it rip. I don't know.
So instead of making an IG story, you're just making a TikTok post.
Yeah. I think that might be a way to go. I mean, I haven't really thought that much into it, but more uncensored, raw, like real content, I think does better on TikTok, which is fine.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I don't know.
You have what, 400 something?
Yeah, but it feels like I have 100. Like literally 100. But I don't know. I something needs to be... I need to shake it up. And I see people like Las Vegas Blogger who plays the volume game and crushes it that way. Because if 4 out of 10 kill it, great. Then just delete the other 6.
Right.
So I don't know. And maybe that way would be the better way to go.
Do you have any more time to post 4 times a day on TikTok?
No. It would have to be like Raina 1-bite challenges and shit like that.
Right.
I don't think anyone wants to see me gargle a 12-foot hot dog.
Have you tried?
12-inch, 12
have you
foot.
tried the schedule?
Jesus.
Have you tried the schedule feature on Instagram?
When I have a morning client, I have. Yeah.
Does it work out?
Yeah, it works out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a cool thing too. So yeah, Instagram does offer a scheduled content option for a lot of accounts now.
Right.
And one of my clients happens to be an early morning cafe account where I can't rally and wake up at 9 a.m. to post. So it just goes up that way.
Right.
Yeah.
I've tried it, and I tried it one time and it didn't post. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So I don't know. And then also like it won't post to Facebook for some reason. I'm not sure if that's because it was scheduled. Now it won't post to Facebook too. So that's why I still manually post it, unfortunately, for now, until they kind of get their bugs sorted out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No.
What's your favorite TV show or movie related to food?
Oh, we've been watching Iron Chef. What is it? What is it called? The newest Iron Chef on Netflix. It's really good.
Okay, I didn't know they were on Netflix. I got to look at that.
Yeah, it's really good. It's the same style, but you're competing against the Iron Chefs, and then I think at the end it's like the iron sword. You get like a golden sword or something once you beat like all the Iron Chefs. You have to beat all of them or something.
Damn.
It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good.
I'll check that out. If you and Christine have a free night, what are 3 go-to spots for dinner?
Oh,
Old reliable ones.
old reliable. Magic Noodle, Mackay.
Right next door to each other.
Well, we live in Henderson now, so it's a little further.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last one. I mean, if we're going out, probably Esther's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Shout out James Trees.
Yeah.
Short-term goals on social media this year.
Short-term goal. I gotta get this 100K giveaway done. So I'm doing 10 restaurants, $100 gift card giveaways. Just try to highlight like my favorite restaurants in town and bring more
Really
awareness
cool
to
thing
them.
that you're doing. Yeah.
And it's so much work, but it's totally worth it. I have so much fun with it. But it's literally you post the giveaway on the same day, and then you close a giveaway and pick a winner the same day. So it's like nonstop. Like it's like nonstop
Wow.
work. Yeah.
And then when is that going to start?
Hopefully by the end of this month.
Okay.
Yeah, I have everything set up. Can I run through the restaurants real quick?
Yeah, do it.
Let's see. I have all the restaurants set up, and I just gotta get all the content for it. I think I'm missing like 1 or 2 more. But Magic Noodle, food.
Okay, so yeah, tell me about the top. Tell me about the 10 restaurants.
So
you're
we're
giving
gonna
away
do all $100 gift cards to Magic Noodle, Foodie Fit, Matiki's, Skinny Fats, Brew Tea, Bowls LV, Lip Smack and Foodie Tour is going to do $250.
Ooh.
What's Crepe, Mr. Barbecue, Pizza Rock, and Mint Indian Bistro. So all solid places that I absolutely love in town.
And so diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
I
little
love
bit of
that you did
everything,
that.
and that's kind of what I'm about. I love showcasing every kind of food.
What's your honest opinion on food halls replacing buffets? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think?
I like buffets still. I still like buffets. Food halls are cool because if you got a family of 6 and everybody wants their own thing, you can kind of go to a food hall and sit down and everybody gets to eat their own thing, kind of like a buffet. But it is cheaper. I assume it's going to be cheaper if you go versus a party of 6 for a buffet.
If you do Bacchanal versus like Durango Resort Buffet,
Oh yeah,
Durango Resort Food Hall,
yeah.
probably cheaper food hall.
significantly cheaper.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to fill up for as much as you can, then probably a buffet. I still like buffets because you have no limit. And
I haven't been to a buffet in years. Which one would you go to now?
I really like Ace Buffet at Palms. Wynn has a really good one. I heard Bacchanal's okay now.
I've heard a lot
It's
of
not
mixed
the
things.
same, yeah.
I've heard a lot of mixed things about every one of except for Palms.
Palms is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do the lobster one?
I did the crab leg one.
Oh, crab leg,
leg.
okay.
Every Friday is crab leg and prime rib, unlimited. Like, of course.
Yeah.
And then,
Was the line super long?
I
you
didn't
had
have to
in?
wait. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But I hear people wait for lobster buffet on Wednesdays. They get there at like 2 p.m. and like wait for an hour and then come back at like 6.
Yeah, Mike Chen waited for an hour for the crab one.
Okay.
Just standing there
Yeah.
in line with the rest
Yeah.
everyone else.
Worth it.
Yeah,
All you can
crazy,
eat.
crazy. And then we're going to wrap it up, play a little this or that.
Okay.
JT, Arts District or downtown Las Vegas?
Oh. Arts District.
Okay. Why? Just better
Just
things?
I like art a lot. So being able to kind of wander. All the bars are down there, right? Yeah. So
It's a fun time.
little bar hopping.
Okay. Cosmopolitan or Wynn?
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh man, that's a tough one. I think Cosmo. I feel like I'm more myself at Cosmo versus the Wynn. I feel like it's a little too high end for me. Too high end for me. I feel like I have to wear this if I go in there. But Cosmo, I feel like I can wear like just the t-shirt and I'll be okay.
Okay, I got
And they got so many food options there. Not that the Wynn doesn't.
It's
but
foodie ground zero, really,
Right,
in Vegas, for sure. Greens and Proteins or Protein House?
I've never been to Protein House.
Okay.
So Greens and
Well, you have too
Proteins.
much foodie fit in the fridge. Why
Yeah,
do you need to go to either of them? Blackjack or poker?
Blackjack.
Do you gamble?
Not really.
No.
Craps. I play
Yeah.
craps.
You can't really gamble that much living here. It's crazy.
No. Only when friends are in town.
Same.
$200 maybe.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indian or Mediterranean?
Ooh. That's tough. I'm going to go Mediterranean right now just because I don't get... My tummy doesn't hate me as much after. And
Okay.
Nick the Greek is so good.
The Greek
Oh my
is good.
goodness.
I hope they open up a Southwest one soon. It sounds like they are.
It sounds like they are.
Yeah.
But I used to eat that drunk as hell back in the day in college. And
Oh, that's right.
San Jose.
Yeah.
I think they started in San Jose. But like it was like late night, like loaded fries, like bring it back to the frat house and eat it. And it was just so good. So good.
And then finally, charcuterie board or poo platter?
Probably charcuterie board and a glass of wine.
All right.
Yeah. Can't beat a glass of wine and a charcuterie board.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get people to start pushing, bring the poo platter back.
Yeah?
Because I think people from the Bay Area know, Boston knows, but
Right.
maybe the others don't. But yeah, thanks for being on.
Cool. Yeah.
This was fun.
Thank you so much.
I hope you guys learned something.
I hope so.
And yeah, till next week, see you around. Thanks for tuning in to the Las Vegasville podcast. For more information about me and where I've been dining recently, check out my IG and TikTok at Las Vegasville. Feel free to text or leave me a voicemail about anything you want, 702-551-4445. Stay tuned as a new episode of the show debuts every Monday morning.